town of Deadwoodfalls, nestled deep within an ancient forest, was known for its eerie charm. Legends whispered among the townsfolk spoke of a creature lurking in the lake, a beast that haunted the nightmares of those brave enough to venture near its waters. The fog that perpetually draped over Deadwood Falls added to its mystique, casting shadows that seemed to dance with malevolent intent. In this unsettling setting, a group of 5 friends, Ethan, Chloe, Mike, Sarah, and Rachel, decided to spend a weekend camping by the lake. The allure of the unknown drew them, and the thrill of uncovering the truth behind the legend ignited a spark of excitement. They arrived on a Friday afternoon, setting up their tents near the water's edge, oblivious to the terror that awaited them. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, skeletal shadows across the landscape, the group gathered around a crackling campfire. The conversation naturally drifted to the legend of the lake monster. Mike, ever the skeptic, dismissed it as mere folklore. "It's just a story to scare kids," he scoffed. "There's no such thing as monsters." Ethan, the most curious among them, challenged Mike. "What if it's real? What if there's something out there we don't understand?" Chloe shivered, pulling her jacket tighter around her. "I don't like this. Maybe we shouldn't mess with things we don't understand." Rachel, the group's resident daredevil, stood up, a mischievous grin on her face. "I think we should find out for ourselves. Let's take the boat and see what's out there." Despite their trepidation, the group's curiosity got the better of them. They climbed into the small, rickety rowboat and pushed off from the shore. The fog thickened as they ventured deeper into the lake, the moon casting an eerie glow on the water's surface. The lake was unnaturally silent, the only sound being the creak of the oars and the occasional splash as they cut through the water. An oppressive sense of foreboding settled over the group, and they exchanged uneasy glances. Suddenly, the boat lurched violently, throwing them off balance. Chloe screamed as a monstrous, shadowy figure rose from the depths, water cascading off its grotesque form. The creature was unlike anything they had ever seen. Its massive body was covered in slimy, mottled scales that glistened in the moonlight. Eyes that glowed with a malevolent intelligence bore into them, filled with ancient, unknowable rage. Tentacles, each one lined with razor-sharp suckers, writhed and lashed the air. Panic erupted. Mike grabbed an oar, swinging it wildly at the beast, but it was futile. One of the creature's tentacles wrapped around his leg, yanking him into the water with terrifying force. The others watched in horror as he disappeared beneath the surface, his screams abruptly cut off. Ethan frantically rowed toward the shore, adrenaline fueling his every stroke. Rachel tried to fend off the beast with a lantern, the flickering light reflecting in its unholy eyes. The monster's roar reverberated through the night, a sound that seemed to reach into their very souls, freezing them with primal fear. As they neared the shore, the boat lurched again, and Ethan was thrown into the water. The cold shock of the lake's embrace paralyzed him momentarily. He felt the creature's tentacle brush against his leg, and he thrashed desperately, managing to grab the side of the boat. Chloe and Sarah pulled Ethan back into the boat, their faces pale with terror. They finally reached the shore, stumbling out of the boat and collapsing onto the sand. The beast lingered in the water, its glowing eyes tracking their every move, before sinking back into the depths. Breathless and drenched, the group huddled together, their minds struggling to process the horror they had just witnessed. They didn't speak. Words seemed inadequate to describe the nightmare that had come to life. As dawn broke, they packed their belongings in silence, the weight of what they had experienced pressing heavily upon them. Leaving Deadwood Falls behind, they made a pact never to speak of the creature again. The town's foggy streets and dense forests faded into the background as they drove away, but the memory of the beast of Deadwood Falls Lake would haunt them forever. Ethan, once the most curious, now avoided lakes and rivers altogether. Mike's empty seat at their gathering served as a constant, painful reminder of the cost of their curiosity. The legend of the lake monster lived on, now with fresh witnesses to its terror, ensuring that Deadwoodfalls would forever be shrouded in mystery and fear. Years later, stories continued to circulate, growing more elaborate with each retelling. But those who had been there, who had seen the creature with their own eyes, knew the truth. The beast of Mayhell Lake was real, and it was waiting for its next victim, lurking in the dark, cold waters, biding its time.